Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is General Corrales, and welcome to my blog. So, we are now already in our week 4. So, our topic is all about operating system. So, let us now begin. So, what is operating system? An operating system, or the OS, is the program that after being initially loaded into the computer by a boot program, manages all of the other application programs in a computer. The application programs make the use of operating system by making requests for services through a defined application program interface. So ayan na yung API. So we all know that we are already familiar with the OS kasi 'di ba? May subject tayo dati, if I'm not mistaken, it's around second year na gumagamit tayo ng OS. So, for further know about the OS. So, why use an operating system? So, an operating system brings powerful benefits to computer software and software development. Without an operating system, every application would need to include its own UI as well as the comprehensive code needed to handle all low-level functionality of the underlying computer, such as disk storage, network interfaces, and so on. So, ginagamit natin yung OS para ayun nga sa UI niya, sa design ng ating mga laptops, mga ganon. So, ayun, ito din kasi yung nag-handle ng low level of functionality and mga disk and etc. So, mamaya malalaman natin kung ano yung mga different kinds of operating system. So, the functions of an operating system. So, an operating system provides three essential capabilities. So, we have our UI, then may two primary types yung UI natin. Ayun na yung CLI and the GUI. So, bago natin puntahan yung two primary types ng UI, let us define first what is UI. So UI is every operating system requires a UI, enabling users and administrators to interact with the OS in order to set up, configure, and even troubleshoot the operating system and its underlying hardware. So, ayun, meron nga yung primary types yung ating UI. We have the CLI and the GUI. So, ano bang mga functionalities nitong dalawa? So the CLI or the terminal mode window provides a text-based interface where users rely on the traditional keyboard to enter specific commands, parameters, and arguments related to specific tasks. While yung GUI naman, or the GUI or desktop, provides a visual interface based on icons and symbols where users rely on gestures delivered by human interface devices such as touchpads, touchscreens, and mouse devices. So, sa madaling salita, yung CLI is more on keyboard lang yung ginagamit na yung mga like mechanical keyboard, yung mga text-based interface lang. And then, dito yung GUI, ito na yung nakikita natin sa mismong computer natin or laptop, yung mga icons niya, yung mga yung mga, alam mo yun, yung sa mouse, yung mga ganon, and symbols. And then, the next one is, we have the application management. So, an operating system handles the launch and management of every application. This typically supports an array of behaviors, including time sharing, multiple processes or threads, so that various tasks can share the available processor's time, like handling interruptions that application produce to gain a processor's immediate attention, ensuring there is enough memory to execute the application and its corresponding data without interfering with other processes. Then, carrying out error handling that can gracefully remove an application processes and performing memory management without disrupting other applications or the OS. So, ayun nga, from the word itself, application management. So, siya yung taga-manage ng mga application, yung magki-carry out ng mga errors mo. Kunwari, magdi-delete ka ng mga application mo, magda-download ka ng mga application mo. So, si application management, yung mag-handle and magla-launch ng applications natin. And then, additionally, an operating system can perform the following services for application. It can multitask, where multiple programs can be running at the same time. So, imagine, ganun kahalaga yung OS sa ating desktop or laptop. Then the OS determines which application should run in what order and how much time should be allowed for each application before giving another application a turn. And the next, it handles input or output to and from attached hardware devices such as hard disk, printers, and dial ports. So, yung ating OS, siya din yung isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng connection sa printer and sa desk, ay mga hard disk. And then next, it sends message to each application or interactive user or to a system operator about the status of operation and any or errors that may have occurred. So, ayun nga, 'di ba napapansin natin may mga lumalabas na error, hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin or your desktop is full, ganun ganon. So, nang dahil yan sa OS na nagsisend ng message to each application. The next one, it can offload the management of batch jobs, for example, printing, so that the initiating application is freed from this work. And then the last one, on computers that can provide parallel processing, an operating system can manage how to divide the program so that it runs on more than one processor on time. So, ayun yung mga ginagawa ng ating operating system for the services for applications. And then next, we have the device management. So, what is device management? So, device management is responsible for identifying, configuring, and providing applications with common access to underlying computer hardware devices. So, as the OS recognizes and identifies hardware, the OS will install corresponding device drivers that enable the OS and application running on the OS to use the devices without any specific knowledge of the hardware or devices. So, eto naman, siya naman tong nagbabahala sa device na kumbaga, siya yung responsible para dun sa mga gagamitin nating OS para mag-install ng mga drivers para ma-enable yung operating system natin na mag-run ng mga iba't ibang applications. And then next, operating system types and examples. So I have here different types and example of an operating system. So the first one is a general purpose of OS can be installed on many different desktop and laptops models and run applications from accounting system to databases to web browsers to games. So the general purpose of operating system is typically focused on the process and hardware management to ensure that applications can reliably share the wide range of computing hardware system. So share ko lang yung ayun nga, nung pina-install din tayo ng OS, iba't ibang klase ng OS, may Windows 10, may pinakalumang OS pa yung Windows, yung Windows 2000 ba yun? So, ayun, nakikita natin na may iba't ibang klase pala ng OS na mas maganda yung GUI niya. So, ayun. So, the next slide, um, will be the common desktop operating system include the following. So, examples and illustrations. So, we have here the Windows, the Mac OS, the Unix, and the Linux. So, isa-isa natin silang i-explain kung ano yung mga yan. So, Windows, kilala naman natin si Windows is a Microsoft flagship operating system. The de facto standard for home and business computers. So, itong ginagamit natin ngayon, ito siya si Windows. So, ginagamit siya since pinakauna talaga kasi very ano siya, very user friendly, and malaki yung ano siya, malaki yung rapid development of personal computing niya. So, kumbaga dito, si Windows talaga yung pangunahing operating system natin na patuloy pa ding nag-a-upgrade sa ngayon. Kaya marami pa rin yung gumagamit sa kanya. And then tulad din ng sabi dito, standard siya for home business computers kasi easy to use, and um ngayon, tulad ngayon 'pag bibili ka ng laptop or desktop, wala ka ng babayaran para kasi ano na siya, kumbaga built-in na yung ating Windows. So, next one is the Mac OS. The Mac OS is the operating system for Apple's Macintosh line of PCs and workstation. Ito naman si Mac OS, na-try na din natin siyang i-download dati pa. So, ayun nga, maganda din yung UI niya, very kakaiba din sa Windows. Kasi, di ba pag sinabi mong Windows, parang, ay, ganito pala siya, parang mabilis makita since a very ano din talaga, very malinis talaga yung pagkakaano ng UI ng Windows. And si Apple naman, iba talaga siya since mahal nga din talaga tong si Apple or the Mac OS. The next is the Unix. Unix is a multi-user operating system designed for flexibility and adaptability. So, originally developed in the 1970s, Unix was one of the first operating system to be written in the C language. So, ayun, tulad ng nabanggit dito, si Unix is naka ano pa siya sa C language. So, alam naman natin ngayon na marami ng mga language ang ginagamit in terms of operating system. So, basically, si Unix is hindi na siya masyadong kilala ngayon. Pero dati talaga, siya yung naka-design na system for flexibility and adaptability. The next is si Linux. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung ano niya, yung parang logo niya is parang penguin. Yan. Kasi, di ko lang sure, pero ang background ata nito kasi kung ba't penguin is dahil mahilig ata sa penguin to si Linux eh. So, ayun. So, Linux is a Unix-like operating system. So, si Linux daw is, same lang din siya dito kay Unix. Pero, that was designed to provide PC users a free or low-cost alternative. Linux has a reputation as an efficient and fast-performing system. So, tulad yun ang nabanggit ko, until now, ginagamit pa rin to si Linux pero sa mga Android system, sa mga phone, ganon. And very free talaga si Linux. Like, nagagamit siya for free, and very mura lang talaga siya compared to other operating system. Kaya, mas marami talagang gumagamit sa kanya. And, the next one is the mobile operating system. The mobile operating system are designed to accommodate the unique needs of mobile computing and communication-centric devices, such as smartphones and tablets. Mobile devices typically offer limited computing resources compared to traditional PCs, and the OS must be scaled back in size and complexity in order to minimize its own resource use, while ensuring adequate resources for one or more applications running on the device. So, mobile operating systems tend to emphasize efficient performance, user responsiveness, and close attention to data handling tasks, such as supporting media streaming. Apple OS and Google Android examples of mobile operating system. So, we are in our technological era na ngayon. So, hindi na bago sa atin na may kanya-kanya na tayong cellphones na tingin ka sa kaliwa, tingin ka sa kanan, may mga kanya-kanyang cellphones na tayo. And, yun nga, ang mas kilala na mobile operating system is yung si Apple, which is mga iPhone, ganon. And si Google na, ayun nga, yung Android. So, yung um, marami nang gumagamit ng cellphone ngayon nang dahil nga din sa mas mura na siya compared to sa mga PC na ginagamit natin. And complex, ano din siya, very easy to use since nadadala na nga natin siya, nalalagay na sa bulsa, gano'n. So, unlike sa mga laptop na hindi mo pa magdala talaga ng bag para lang madala siya. And then, hindi na rin masyadong magkakalayo yung laptop at cellphone na yun. Kasi, kung anong meron sa cellphone mo, maaring nasa laptop mo na din. Or kung ano mo yung nasa laptop mo, maaring nasa cellphone mo na din. So, the next one is the embedded operating system. So not all computing devices are general purpose. A huge assortment of dedicated devices, including home digital assistants, automated teller machines or the ATMs, airplane system, retail point of sale or the POS, terminal Internet of Things or the IoT devices, includes computer that require an operating system. The principal difference is that the associated computing device only does one major thing. So the OS is highly stripped down and dedicated to the both performance and resilience. So a medical device used in patient's life to support equipment, for example, will employ an embedded OS that must run reliably in order to keep the patient alive. So embedded Linux is one of the example of embedded OS. So ayun nga, tulad ng nabanggit dito, so ang embedded operating system is ginagamit siya sa ospital, sa ATM, sa IoT devices, the POS, and etc. So, yun nga, tulad ng nasa example, ginagamit siya to keep the patient alive. So, tulad dito, sa ATM machine naman, ginagamit naman siya para naman maglabas ng pera ng saktong halaga. And, um, ang dahilan kung bakit meron tayong embedded operating system, kasi siya yung taga-support ng equipment. So, kaya, the OS is highly stripped down and dedicated to both performance and resilience. So, the next one is the network operating system. So, or the OS is another specialized OS intended to facilitate communication between devices operating on a local area network or the LAN. So, it provides the communication stack needed to understand network protocols in order to create, exchange, and decompose network packets. So Windows 10 and Windows Server 2009, for example, it include comprehensive networking capabilities. So the concept of a NOS is still used for some networking devices, such as routers, switches, and the firewalls. And manufacturers may employ proprietary NOSes, including the Cisco Internet Operating System or the IOS, and the router OS and the Z Network Operating System. So, from the word itself, so, ayun, yung network na ginagamit natin ngayon is kasama na din pala siya na sa operating system. Pero siya nga is naka-specialize na mag-facilitate lang ng communication between these devices and this local area network only. And para din mag-exchange, mag-create, and decompose ng mga network packets. So, the last but not the least is the real-time operating system. So, dito sa real-time operating system, so for example, an industrial control system may direct the operation for sprawling factory or power plant, such as facility will produce signals from myriad sensors and send signals to operate valves, actuator, motors, and countless other devices. In these situations, the industrial control system must respond quickly and predictably to changing real-world conditions. Otherwise, disaster may result. So, itong real-time operating system naman, ginagamit talaga siya in real life. Like, for example, ayun nga, to support the power plant, mag-send ng signals, nang sa motors, and countless to other device. So, ang dalawang example na naaano natin dito sa real-time operating system is the free RTOS and the VX works. And then, dito nagtatapos ang ating vlog for our week 4. And thank you guys for watching this video. And thank you for always supporting my vlog. Thank you.